Drew, you said you worked in porn. Tell us about that experience.
That was a long time ago. Growing up on the East Coast, you know who Penthouse Magazine was, right?
Yes.
I worked that was Bob Guccione, and Bob had two sisters, Jackie and Jerry. Mm-hmm. And one of the sisters was the mother of one of my best friends in Jersey. So when I was like 17, I got a job in the summer working in the office, just working for the magazines.
Ah.
And I ended up for 6 years, and it just progressed.
So in what capacity did you work for the magazine?
When I first started the magazines, I wrote for them, and I took care of distribution and advertising. I was the office manager. I took care of whatever needed to be done. And then, because it was one of those magazines that didn't have the pictures, it was like the digest magazines, it just had the letters, like letters in a Penthouse forum.
Yeah.
And you got letters from readers, but there were never enough, because we had a bunch of titles. So I would write and sell them to the magazine for extra.
Okay.
And we used to, back in the day, we honestly I got my friends doing it too. So we would like go in, write letters, and I would pay us all from the petty cash, and we would use that money for gambling and drugs. Like we would literally buy some Coke and drive to Atlantic City.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably when Atlantic City was popping.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was 1981 to 86.
Out of the golden era.
Yep. And then one day, because we had like advertising stuff, and those had pictures, and the model didn't show up, but we had the photographer there and everything. Like, well, why don't you do it? I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And like, we'll give you $500. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do that. I did, and it just progressed from there. They're like, you could do other stuff. I'm like, all right.
Did you do a shoot with a woman, or it
Yeah.
was just you by yourself?
It was a woman.
Oh, so you did like a sex act
Yeah.
in a shoot, yeah. And
Yeah.
you got paid $500 for it.
Uh-huh.
What happened with you and the woman? Did it go on?
No. Certainly in those days, I don't know if the laws are the same, but you couldn't actually have contact in the magazines. Like, so she couldn't actually touch. It could be right up by her cheek. But you had to see daylight. If you didn't, you couldn't sell that magazine unless it was wrapped in like a brown paper wrapping.
Wow.
There were rules.
You make it sound like they were very strict.
They were very strict
There were
rules.
We couldn't smack her with our cup.
No, you couldn't.
Well,
You couldn't do one of those. Exactly. It could dangle right in front of her lips. But if you couldn't see daylight, the magazine wouldn't print it.
Wow.
And then that turned into video and all this stuff.
So you did videos with Penthouse as well.
Not for them, for other people.
How many videos do you think you did?
I don't know. 15, 20?
15, 20?
Yeah.
What was it like doing porn in the 80s? That was like the era of porn. That's before the women shaved.
I was going to say it was bushy. That's what it was. It was very bushy. It was a lot of natural.
Yeah.
Like tits moved.
No implants.
No,
Yeah,
not that.
80s, yeah, no. Okay.
That was early on. And then you got to understand, most of the videos I did, it was a weird thing, man, weird times. I worked mostly in fetish porn.
Fetish porn?
Yeah.
What kind of fetish?
Your wife is going to see this, isn't she?
Maybe.
Oh, man. She might have thought I was nice before this.
She'll understand.
All right.
What kind of fetish porn?
Bondage and discipline, spanking, that kind of stuff. S&M.
So the man was being disciplined,
No.
or the woman?
No. I only did male dominant ones.
Okay. Did you do any with any porn stars I may know or people may know?
A little bit, but I don't give those names. Not on camera. We can't do that.
Okay. So what was it like? What was the party scene like? Because you mentioned the coke after that. What was the party scene like?
That was it was towards the end of the days of like Studio 54 and the Cat Club. Did you know those places?
Studio 54, yes. Cat Club, I have no idea.
what was the one we went to? It was owned by Grace Slick. Not Grace Slick, Grace Jones. It was like a converted church.
Oh, the Limelight.
Yes.
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 I used to party at the Limelight in the early 2000s before it closed.
Okay, yeah. I was there before that.
Oh.
And then there was the one, DV8? Is that the one? It was famous for, they shot a Madonna video there. It had like glass brick walls.
Mm-hmm.
And so Material Girl, I think, might have been shot there.
Did the actors used to date each other back then?
I don't know. Maybe.
Did you date any of
No.
the actresses?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, I had a girlfriend.
Really? You had a girlfriend while you were shooting Skin Flicks?
Yeah.
How'd she feel about it?
She was all right. She was a twisted little monkey, is what she was.
Did she ever watch them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She liked that.
Yeah?
Yeah. She wasn't. It was weird. Like, she wasn't jealous of that, but she would be jealous of things outside that, if that made sense.
So if you went out with other chicks
Yeah.
outside the movies, she'd
Right.
be jealous of it.
Yeah.
Well, because one you're getting paid for, one you're getting laid for.
Exactly. Yeah. I guess that was. Yeah.
I can understand that.
I don't know if I could find a woman that reasonable anymore.
Yeah, I would. I don't know.
Then again, I'm too old to go back into that business. So, I mean,
You
it's a
never know.
long time ago. But it was. I also got out like before the whole AIDS thing started.
What, did you have friends that stayed in the business after the AIDS thing started?
No.
No? So everyone you knew was out of the game?
Yeah, and it wasn't. Remember, it wasn't a big business, Becky's. It was more limited. Like most of the stuff was here
Mm-hmm.
in California, and I was doing it in New York and New Jersey.
So wait, were your movies shown in like those peep shows in Times Square where people would go in and slide?
Maybe, I don't know. I was not really, I was more like the VHS period.
Okay, so this is when VHS became big and
Yeah,
people put in their VCR. And,
exactly. It was the beginning of being able to do that stuff at home. Like I was around during that time. I used to write the copy for, do you remember 976 numbers?
yes, of course.
Yeah, I helped write that.
Of course. I had a friend
But even,
who actually ran up $1,000.
oh yeah, a lot of people did.
on
It was
976
crazy.
numbers.
But even before, now the funny thing is, I helped start a lot of that 976 stuff. Right. But before that, and I don't know if people even knew about this, what we did at the magazines is we paid these women to come in, and I would write the copy, and they would record it onto a cassette tape. And people could buy the cassette tapes of women talking dirty. Because, like, 976 numbers came before 900 numbers. Because 976, you didn't talk live to a person. You'd call up and hear a recording.
And people made millions off of it.
Absolutely, because it was the new thing. So everything worked. Like, so when we first did it, the women recorded, like, talking dirty on cassette tapes. And people would listen to that. Then 976 numbers came out and killed the cassette thing. Then 976 numbers made a lot of money. And then 900 numbers came into existence.
The party line.
And killed. It was two things. It was a party line, or you could then, people would buy them up and you could talk directly.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
'Cause
could
you
speak
had
to
a-
your favorite porn star for $3 a minute.
Exactly. But that didn't come till later, because when 900 numbers started, it was party line.
Yeah, I remember the party line.
But then you could buy your own. And if you bought your own, you then had to provide content to it. So like porn stars and all that, that's how that started, like, because they didn't have websites yet. So they would like talk to Ginger Lynn, at 1-900.
And it would be her live.
Yeah.
Porn made a lot of money, man.
Every industry that we have had throughout throughout time, when you think about technology, porn was always at the forefront of it.
Webcams.
Everything. Think about it. Okay, VHS.
Porn. Yeah.
First, before people started getting movies. DVDs. Porn before movies. Web content. before everybody had like, comedy websites or anything. It's always porn, because porn is what people go to first. The next thing that you're going to see is, like now you have these virtual reality things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised it's not more porn. That's the only one I can think of that hasn't been porn before, like video games or something like that.
Well, it will be now that when this video gets out.
Yeah.
Someone's going to say, we have to do a VR.
I'm actually surprised, like when they had, what's the, why am I spacing out? It's not virtual reality, but like when you project the image, like, you can...
Projectors?
It's not just projectors, it's, what do they call it, like when they make Michael Jackson now come out and dance?
Or not artificial intelligence. It is a hologram.
Holograms.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised they haven't been doing that, where you go project hologram porn into your living room, so you'll just see the people doing it on your floor.
Wow.
It's coming. Don't kid yourself. It'll be here and soon.
Why are porn producers visionaries? Because you're right, they're at the forefront of everything.
It's because, at least, I can't say for certain, but I would think it's because forever, like you remember silent movies, and we weren't around for them, but like those little things you would put a penny in the thing and turn the crank, and some of the first ones were porn. They would look at naked women, because it's the one thing that you have a large built-in audience for. Sex has been around forever, it's not going anywhere, and it's the one thing you're always going to get people to spend money on. Everybody does it.
Hopefully.
Sex sells. You know what I mean? So even if it's not porn, the idea of sex sells. I mean, you use it in advertising, you use it in cars, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, porn's been around forever. Why do you think they call like prostitution the world's oldest profession?
Yeah.
Sex is the one thing that has always been there.
Yeah.
Doesn't change.
Do you remember your last film?
My last film? No.
No.
I actually don't.
You don't remember the last one? Like, did you have like...
We did like sometimes more than one at a time.
Did you have a retirement party?
No, I just moved. The funny thing is, when I decided to come to California, my best friend had moved to California, and I came to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was snowing in New Jersey and 75 degrees in California. So I was like, I'm staying. They continued to pay me because they thought I was coming back for like almost 6 months. Because like, you're coming back. I'm like, I don't know. And then finally I was like, yeah, we can stop this. I'm not coming back.
Wow. Hollywood just grabbed you like that, huh?
Is the Bay Area. San Francisco.
Oh, the Bay.
Yeah.
The Bay first.
Mm-hmm. My friend was a chef and lived out there.
Hmm.
And it was like, it was such a different world. Like, New Jersey is a great place to be from, but I was like, are you kidding? There's beaches and mountains and it's 75 degrees. Screw all this. And then I didn't know what the hell I was going to do for a job because I had just done porn for 6 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got a job for a while at the restaurant, but I was terrible at that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. I burned a customer's hair. I broke wine bottles.
And they still kept you.
They still kept me because they loved having me. I was fun to have around. That's how I ended up starting stand-up.